Welcome back into the Personal Foul Podcast. I'm your host, Colton Gesser. Alongside me is my co-host, Phil. How the hell are you, Phil?
I'm a little sad today. I got to be honest with you. It's going to be the first show without the Genius helmet because my son decided to have a party while I was at your wedding on Thursday. And things have gotten lost in my basement, including my laptop and my helmet. So history will be made today. There will be no Genius helmet, unfortunately. But enough about me. How are you, Mr. Married Man?
I'm good, Phil. Wedding was great. Everything went off without a hitch.
Surprisingly, with John Mayer there.
Yes, some would say. But did you enjoy yourself, Phil?
A little bit.
Phil, let's you know what? You like doing happy recaps of everything. How about you give me your recap for the wedding, Phil?
I will gladly give you a happy recap.
How about the floor is yours?
I have to say that was an incredible the comments are starting already. That was an incredible wedding. One of the best weddings I ever went to. Soup to nuts, top to bottom. That was a classy event. Way out of your league, I must say. Not for the lovely Christina. She deserved a wedding like that. My wife was very impressed with the fog machine. You guys were dancing during your wedding song. The martini bar was incredible. Yeah, I mean, the appetizer, it was amazing. You had a raw bar, you had a steak bar, you had a potato bar, you had the martini bar. You had anything and everything out there. We were full from dinner. And then, of course, there was the open bar. I swelled up like a chick the next day from all the martinis that I had. Oh, what delicious martinis. I had Grey Goose martinis all night long for me. That's right. Exactly. Laura was impressed. You know you've done a damn good job when you impress Laura Sitta. I mean, I do it every day of my life. She wakes up, she goes, oh, damn, how impressive. That's right. Anyway, it was a beautiful ceremony. We got there just in time, thanks to Laura Sitta. She decided wanted to leave a little later because she had to get all her makeup done and everything, this, that, and the other thing. I said, let's leave at 3:45. No. We'll leave at 4:15. 5 accidents later up on the Parkway. We barely got there on time, but I was there. I got to watch the happy couple commence, which is the most important thing. Saw your uncle make a fool out of himself as usual. John was on good behavior, I must say, for the most part. Outside of him dancing around with a tie on his head and spilling his beer everywhere. He blames the bartender because he wanted bottles, but no. Not this classy event. It was too classy for bottles. There'd be no bottles or cans. You were drinking out of glasses at this event. And what an event it was. I have to say, it was a hell of a show. Just an incredible – the desserts afterwards. I mean, you had the coffee bar with all the liqueurs and everything, all the delicious desserts. I was pretty wasted by then. But I was trying to sample as much as I could. I think I gained 8 pounds from that damn wedding. Oh, my God. It was – I bloated. Oh, it was an awful, awful weekend. But I have to say, you look good. Your wife looked gorgeous. I have to say wife now. Are you getting used to that, by the way?
I am getting used to it.
No. And most importantly, I met your Steelers broadcast partner, Brandon, who flew all the way in from Los Angeles. I have to say, that was pretty impressive. Him and this lovely woman. I forgot her name. I'm sorry. I forgot your name. I was crocked. But you remember her name?
Shame on you, Phil.
What was her name?
Allie.
Allie, okay. Allie, I was going to say Amy. That's me with the names. But a lovely couple, and that was very nice of them to fly all the way out to Los Angeles just to cheer on his Steeler Nation podcast partner. And I don't know if you remember, because you were a little tipsy yourself, but he did say that I will be on the Steeler Nation podcast during the Monday night madness game that the Steelers versus the Dolphins will have, I think, in late November. I know you're so looking forward to that, and I will have the helmet back by then. So what did you think about the wedding?
I thought the wedding went off without a hitch. I thought everything was
no issues at all.
I thought everything was great. And, shame on me, by the way, it is Amy.
It is Amy. Oh, I was right. I got a name correct for once.
I know. You're good on you, Phil. Yes, Amy and Brandon traveled over from California. We had a lot of people traveling. We had people from Vegas, people from Arizona. It was a nice.
People from Whiting.
Yes, people that drove the hour and a half, 2 hours. So we had a lot of people traveling for this wedding, and we appreciate every single one that traveled. Big shout out to my father-in-law and my parents for everything they did putting up for this great wedding. But yeah, it was a good time.
It was a good time. It was a great time. I have to say that was a fantastic time. I mean, the best part of the night was it was 11 o'clock. The workers obviously wanted to clean up, and nobody left. I think part of the reason why, because the genius was there. And, I mean, I was giving out autographs, taking pictures with people. That's what you do when you're the genius. But the poor, the DJ was awesome as well. He kept everybody moving all night long. I mean, I couldn't find a single flaw at this wedding outside of John being there, as our people, our fans are saying. But I will have to say that the best part of that night was nobody wanted to leave, and the DJ had to plead the second time, and he goes, "Once again, ladies and gentlemen, can we please?" And then John screams, "Can we get the F out of here?" And I just made everybody hear that. And the DJ goes, "Well, I wasn't going to put it in those kind of words, but yes, if you could politely leave, that would be nice." A great night was had by all. What was the best thing about the evening for you?
For me, it would be dancing with my lovely wife all
dance?
night long. So that would probably be my go-to. I would love to attend a wedding at our venue because
Oh my God, you ain't kidding.
I just could not eat anything. And when I finally got down to cocktail hour after we had our little session upstairs where we had our own little food and moment to gather our thoughts and everything. And then by the time we got downstairs, we were down, we made it through 8 or 9 tables. And then it was okay, time to go into the ballroom. So I didn't even get to say hello to everybody at that moment in time. And I heard the martini bar, the martini ice luge thing was a hit.
Oh, it was awesome. I hit that hard.
So I heard that was the talk of the town. I didn't get to try anything. I was offered, but my hands were full already. So it was kind of I can't be double fisting at the moment that early in the night.
Yes,
but it was a great time, and it was. We appreciate everyone that traveled. So
I did have one issue. I apologize. I said there was one issue. How in the hell did you guys not smash any cake in each other's face? That is a wedding tradition. Did you guys plan this? Oh, no cake smashing?
The wife would not have been pleased. She goes, "You ruin all my makeup and my hair. I'm going to kill you."
Well, at least get it smashed in your face.
Yeah, I don't think she would have been
one for the team. Come on.
I wouldn't have cared. I don't think she would have been too pleased if I was a mess either, though, Phil.
You're a mess all the time. That doesn't matter.
Oh, that's a good one, Phil. That's a good one.
Anyway, it was a hell of a wedding. To the lovely Christina, I salute you. You're with this poor bum for the next, 60, 70 years. Yeah, God bless you. That's right. But it was a wonderful time. I had a great time with your family and your friends. And everybody loved the genius, which was the most important thing.
Get the hell out of here. Oh, shit. So, yes.
All right.
We appreciate everyone.
We got a lot to talk about.
We do have a lot to talk about. So we'll start off with the most latest news, the news from a few weeks back now. I can't believe it's that far already, but that would be the trade of George. Did we talk about the George Pickens trade yet on this podcast?
We did, yeah.
We did? Okay, I wasn't sure if we talked about it or not, because that's been 2 or 3 weeks, so I forgot if we talked about it or not.
Yes, wait, did we talk about Pickens?
I want to say
was
no.
The same day as Pete Rose? I think it was the same day. No, yeah, because we missed Rose and Pickens that day. That's why I gave you hell for a whole days for you not to have a podcast.
So we'll keep it short on the George Pickens thing. Even though now that I'm talking about it, I think we might have talked about the George Pickens thing.
Well, we can rehash it because I got a couple.
Well, the Steelers trade away George Pickens to the Dallas Cowboys for a 3rd-round pick. Steelers are loading up for next year's draft class. Dallas gets another star receiver who is a head case. So we'll see if Dak Prescott can actually get him the football. Otherwise,
is everyone on Dallas a head case?
Some would say.
Yes.
So we'll see if Dak can get George Pickens a football. It elevates the Dallas offense. Steelers load up for next year's draft class in Pittsburgh. And Cody's going to let us all know, booing the Cowboys as they suck. And George Pickens sucks. And that's that.
Very angry at the Cowboys.
And the other big news, again, last week from the show that we missed. Sorry, folks, busy with the wedding, bringing stuff up north. But it would be, oh, my goodness, Cody. I know. He sucks. I know. Dallas sucks, Cody. I know. We got it. Oh, freaking KW Music. Karen Warren, go back on Facebook, you bum.
I forgot about the new song, yes, the new release.
But Pete Rose, I kind of called it when I was at WFAN, Phil, as Cody continues to be the MLB now.
Oh, he gave an FU.
He did. So the MLB shoving it up Pete Rose's rear. God bless his soul. When I was at the fan still, I kind of called. I think I was producing on the board the night that he passed, and I said it right then and there. I'm like, as soon as he passes, they're gonna allow him into the Hall of Fame, which is shame on them, but that's how baseball works. Baseball's a bunch of old guys running the penthouse, having their certain ways, not letting certain guys in, but then turning their eyes to others. You have the MLB home run records are not expunged for all the guys that juiced up, but they're not in the Hall of Fame. Baseball is the dumbest sport. I'm telling you, it's got the dumbest guys running it and the dumbest guys voting people in the Hall of Fame, where you got guys that are unanimous Hall of Famers, and they're like, you know what? I'm going to be that one asshole. Excuse me, the one asshole who doesn't vote him in, but then I'm not going to put my name out there. I'm just not going to vote for him, but I'm not going to release my name and release my ballot that, oh, yes, it was me. Baseball's a lot of guys that hide behind their little laptops and their little notebooks, and shame on them for doing this to Pete Rose, your all-time hit leader, one of the greatest players ever in the sport, and you don't put him in the Hall of Fame while he's alive. But soon as he passes, be damned, we're going to let Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame, which I called it. Soon as he passed, soon as he dies, they're going to let him in the Hall of Fame. And sure as shit, he's not allowed to go in the Hall of Fame, Phil.
So what is your take on Rose and Jackson getting in? Do you like that they're in or no?
They should be a lot, especially now, at least with Pete Rose, the fact that all these sports are in bed with all these DraftKings, FanDuel, you name it. They're in bed with these companies. And this is where they're at. Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. I'm sorry. Should be in the Hall of Fame.
Bet on baseball. While he was a manager, Jackson threw a World Series. Yes, he hit 375, but there were times where he struck out when he shouldn't have. I am, I guess, old school on this. I mean, there are rules, and they broke the rules. I mean, are we going to let the steroid guys in now since we have the gambling nonsense taken care of? I don't want to ever hear about another person getting suspended for gambling again. I better not hear that, because that's a joke now. That's an absolute joke. Bet all you want. I mean, you're letting them in, so what the hell? Why not, right? But I don't like that, you shamed the game. You pretty much gave baseball a black eye, and now we're going to let you in even though you're dead. Why? So you can have like a little ceremony for, Pete Rose's kids going up there, getting his plaque finally. I mean, Rose, all of Rose's stuff is in the hall anyway. I mean, you had that. You had the MasterCard nonsense with Jim Gray. Was it back in 2000, I think, at Riverfront Stadium for that All-Star game? It's just, I don't know. When baseball needed money, they went to Pete Rose, which I think is a crime. And to do that to him, I have my own issues with Pete Rose. I'm not going to get into it right now. Personally, I don't think he belongs in the Hall of Fame. I don't like putting Jackson in as well. I don't like putting the steroid guys in as well. But it looks like some of the steroid guys are in, a.k.a. Mike Piazza, Met fans. And we'll get into the Mets in a moment. But to me, it loses a little bit of sanctity by putting these guys in the Hall of Fame. And now I think later on you're going to see A-Rod and Clemens and Bonds and all these other guys.
Well, they should be in, Phil. If they're not going to expunge the records for all these home run guys, home runs of all time, and all this shit, and they're going to keep the records, even though we know they juiced, then they should be in the Hall of Fame. It's a double standard. It's bullshit.
Exactly. I mean, you're letting anybody. I mean, you're letting all these bums in the Hall of Fame anyway, like Harold Baines, who doesn't belong. But that's a show for another day. But my take, thumbs down. Rob Manfred, bum of the week. That's for the past 2 weeks for putting Rose in. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And while I'm on the bum of the week, I'll give you the man of the week as well. And the man of the week, I'm going to give it to my partner for having a beautiful wedding. Well, his wife had a beautiful wedding. He was just along there for the ride. I'm going to give you the man. I'm going to give you props. You did a hell of a job. You didn't even insult me once. I was kind of sad. There was no insults at the wedding. But man of the week, Colton Gesser. I salute you.
Appreciate you, Phil. Man, I see the smile on your face. It hurts you being nice to me. Oh,
it does.
Baby.
You deserve it.
Shit. So,
oh boy, a lot of comments this week. I got to catch up.
Yeah, bum of the week. Jose Alvarado suspended. Oh, boo hoo.
They got what's his name? Romano, who also stinks. Quick note: wrestling NFL. Warner signed for 3 years, $63 million for San Francisco. Sanders signed his rookie contract, and Sirianni got a contract extension with the Eagles. I want to see how he does without Kellen Moore. I think that's going to be a huge, huge opportunity for the Eagles. Yes, that's a great defense. Let's see how the offense runs now. That's going to be very interesting this year. All right, which way you want to go now? Which sport you want to hit next?
We could stick on to the baseball topic, and we'll talk a little bit about the Subway Series as the Mets and Juan Soto suck. The upgrade of Max Fried and Cody Bellinger delivering the goods for the New York Yankees. And yes, a big credit where it's due because he was bum of the week, I think, the last time around for me. Devin Williams, looking a little more like Devin Williams of old.
Yep.
Thoughts on the Subway Series is, boy, that was icing on the cake. Juan Soto not hustling out a ground ball that if he just has slight hustling, he beats out. Juan Soto, fuck you and fuck the Met fans. And I saw people, your World Series. Shut up, bitches. We're the top dog in this town. And you think, you got Juan Soto, you're the top dog. Dan Rose, Alex Lund, you both shut up at my wedding in Juan Soto jerseys. You can both shove it up your ass.
That's right. Wipe your ass with that jersey.
Yeah, bums.
Bums. All the Mets are bums.
Your thoughts on the series, Phil?
Well, you stole the DJ LeMahieu hit that Soto should have got on first base with. Soto, apparently, this is from Bob Clappish of the Daily Bergen Record, who you've been on FAN numerous times. The only time Soto was happy this weekend was when he was with Judge, Jazz Chisholm, and Aaron Boone when he got his stupid ALCS ring, which I don't even want to get into. That's another subject for another day. Apparently, he is not happy as a Met. He has gained some weight. He's not running how it hits, obviously. He was very taken back when the Yankee fans who loved him last year turned their backs on him when he came out to the outfield the first time. I mean, New York can be cruel, and I love every second of it. It was poetic justice.
See, I don't believe this. I don't believe this shit. By the way, I heard it on my ride home from Tiki and not Tiki. Yeah, Evan and Tiki on my ride home because Michael K also said how his family, he wanted to be a Yankee, but his family somehow convinced him to go to the Mets. My ass. This guy's such full of shit. I don't believe any of this bullshit. My man took the money. He got shoved up his ass, and I hope he burns in New York with the Mets. He can kiss my ass. I don't care. I want to be Yankee. My man, you would make all the endorsement money. You'd make at least $30 million in endorsements as a Yankee, you bum. And you ran for $35 more million, whatever the hell it was. Kiss my ass, Juan Soto, and shove it as far as you can shove it.
You're feisty today. I like it.
No, I heard this stuff on the ride home, and I'm like, if Juan Soto really wanted to be a Yankee, that's why I don't believe it. I don't know if it's a Yankees saying this shit, like sour grapes about Juan Soto. Turn the page. Turn the page. I don't care. He wanted the money. He made it known going into the offseason like that. He wouldn't sign a contract with the Yankees. He wanted the money, and everyone knew it. I just had my blinders on to it. I actually thought he was going to, it doesn't – all right, say the Mets offer another $50 million. I'll make that an endorsement with the Yankees. I have a better lineup with Judge and the Yankees. Instead, he ran to the Mets because he got the extra money, and Juan Soto can kiss my fucking ass as far as I'm concerned. So he could shove it up his ass and fuck the Mets.
That's right. Indeed. And one last note about the family. So after the game last night, the reporters were waiting for Soto. He apparently left real quick because he wanted to be with his family, the family that, wanted him to be a Met, and then never came back and did any interviews. Met fans, you are stuck with him for the next 15 years. And you know what you're going to win? Nothing. You know why? Because you have so much money invested in him. Your owner was sitting there looking like a jackass last night going, oh, my God, I just spent $750 million for this bum. He can't even run out of baseball. Oh, and that's added to the fact that the Mets have no starting pitching. When Peterson's your ace and Griffin Canning's your number 2, you guys got hard times. And I got to hear, Seattle's going to trade us all these players. Seattle's in first place. Seattle's going nowhere. They're not going to trade you Castillo or Kirby or any of them. They got their own division that they think they're going to win. And to be fair, that if you put that pitching staff against the Yankees, that would be a hell of a series. But we'll talk about that later on. I'm not going to get into Seattle right now. Bottom line is the Mets stink. And too bad. And John Mayer, I don't have to hear your big mouth going, oh, yeah, we beat the Yankees 4-0 last year. What happened? Nothing happened. You're back as the little brothers where you belong. Goodbye, Met fans. By the way, have fun with the Red Sox Dodgers this week. That's right. Back to reality. Phillies will be back in first place by the end of the week.
That was fantastic. Yeah, like I said, the Juan Soto stuff with the reports, I heard it on the ride home, the Bob, whatever his name was, and the Michael K story about it. So I don't know if it's the Yankees leaking that shit to them, like, oh yeah, Juan Soto wanted to be. I don't believe it because he wanted to be a Yankee. He could put his foot down, not listen to his family. Like, yeah, I'm staying in New York and I'm going to be with the Yankees still, where I had a great season. So he can kiss my ass as far as I'm concerned. My man wanted the money that badly.
Let's not forget, he's always been the B player on his team. Okay, when he was in Washington, he was in the shadow of Harper. When he was in San Diego, he was in the shadow of Machado. When he was with the Yankees, he was in the shadow of Judge. He's the shining star now. Now the spotlight's on him, and he can't handle it, as evidenced this past weekend. So, Met fans, have fun with this. I can't wait for 15 years of misery. You all deserve it.
And the thing is, if the Mets re-sign Pete to a big contract, which I don't know if they're going to or not, but I'm just saying, if they do, they're going to eventually probably end up with 2 DHs. That's the problem here. Soto's going to probably be into the outfield in 4 years. The guy sucks out there now. Wait till 4 more years. And the fact that he quit, it looked like it coming into this season that he put on some weight. Again, he's not fat. Yeah. Let's not call it how it is, but he definitely put on weight. He definitely put on some weight compared to last year with the Yankees. So, if this guy's really that much of not a fan of being a Met, this could very well. I got my money, Met, so I'm good. I'm going to keep this train going. I'm going to eat my money. And I'm going to take my big paycheck. So we'll see. So I'm not going to hear and shit on Soto the whole time, but I'm just shitting on the reports. Because I don't care if Juan Soto wanted to be a Yankee. He's so happy with the Yankees. He should have signed with the Yankees. He decided to sign with the Mets. He decided to sign with little brother. And he could shove it up his ass. And shove it up Stevie Cohen's ass. And shove it up Alex Lund's ass. Shove it up Dan Rose's ass. Shove it up John Mayer's ass. Shove it up all ass. I don't care. You bums. I don't care. You wore your Mets jersey. Freaking Alex Lund and Dan Rose. You wore your Mets jersey in the day of my wedding. And, of course, the Yankees and Cody Bellinger were going to kick your ass.
Where is Alex Lund today? Hiding under the rock where he belongs with the rest of the Met fans. Where's Ian today? Where's the fire chief, Mr. Met? Where's he today?
Mr. Met. Oh, shit. So that's great. Oh, fine. All's great with the world. Alex is probably comforting his fiance. I know she just lost her nana, I believe, yesterday.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Big.
I'll give him a pass then.
I'll give Alexander a pass as well, and a big sorry to Jordan as well for her loss. So that's probably where Alex Lund is.
Okay.
where else was I going with this? So, yes, the Mets suck, and we'll now work our way to the NBA playoffs.
Real quick, one last note on baseball. Hyde got fired by Baltimore. Like the genius predicted, I wish I had my helmet. Baltimore was going to be in last place because they have zero pitching on that team. When you lose Corbin Burns, you're going to have issues. And it has been one big nightmare in Baltimore, and I love it. To hell with the Oriole fans. Okay, next.
Next up on the docket. So our Western Conference and Eastern Conference finals are set and locked. The Knicks beat the Celtics. I still can't believe they did it. But go New York, go New York, go. They beat up on the Celtics, a broken Celtics team with no Jason Tatum as he went down in game 4. I'm trying to remember what game he went
down. Game 3.
Game 3?
Yes.
So they lose Tatum. The Knicks win that. No, I think it was 4.
No, you're right. It was 2-1. It was 2-1 when he went down.
Yeah,
yes,
they went up 3-1 in that series with him. I mean, they had that game already, but they end up winning that game. Celtics win one in New York, but then the Knicks win it again in advance to the Eastern Conference Finals against the Indiana Pacers. We'll see who outgrits each other in that series. And the Thunder outlast Denver in a 7-game series as they win in a blowout fashion to move on to the Western Conference Finals against the Minnesota Timberwolves. I got to tell you, Phil, I don't know what your predictions are. I think it's going to be the Knicks, and I think it's going to be the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the Timberwolves win the NBA Final.
Well, the genius is going the other way on both of those picks. A, because I hate the Knicks with a passion. I think the Magic runs out with the Knicks. Pacers are tough. Halliburton, who the Knicks should have drafted years ago, and I've said this time and time again, they took Obi Toppin, and somehow the Pacers have both of them. I think Toppin's going to have a big series as well. He's going to want to stick it to the Knicks. I think that they have better defense. I think they're going to defend Brunson. They're not going to let Brunson do whatever he wants, as the other teams have done. It was a hell of a showing by the Knicks against the Celtics. I mean, once Tatum went down, and let's not forget, Markelle Fultz was picked ahead of Tatum. Sorry about that. Sixer fans, straight tremble. Once Tatum went down, that series was over. I was more shocked the way the Pacers dismantled Cleveland. And I like Cleveland. I got a few ex-Nets there. I like Atkinson. I love Jared Allen. But, they just tore Cleveland apart, and Cleveland just rolled through the regular season. There's some toughness there with Indiana. So I see Indy in 6 games. If it goes 7 back to the Garden, I think the Knicks will win that game. But I do see this Pacers winning in 6 games. And I can't wait. There's a rivalry there. You got Reggie Miller, Spike Lee. You're going to be seeing all that. The Davis brothers, Oakley, Ewing. I mean, that's when basketball was great back then. Not the chuck and duck that we got to look at, the whiny players that we got to hear today. And why do I say whiny players? Because I don't know if you know this, but Aaron Gordon was crying yesterday after the Game 7 loss, saying that you need more rest in between games. Are you kidding me? Are you you need more rest? 1 day of rest is not enough in between games. You need a second or a third day. This will prevent blowouts. This way we can heal up better. You play 48 minutes a night. Jordan, Barkley, all these guys, they used to play back-to-back, have 1 day off, and play back-to-back again. You need every other day off. You need more time off? Are you kidding me? What, you want the playoffs to go into August? No, that's not how this works, Gordon. That was one of the most embarrassing things I've heard. And it just goes to show the mentality of NBA players today. They don't want to play defense. They want to shoot threes. They want to play chuck and duck. And they want off times all the time. It was so embarrassing. Jokic, to his credit, says, well, I'm going to go drink beer this offseason. That's a man's man right there. That guy can play in any era. But Aaron Gordon, you are a disgrace. And you are my second bum of the week for those comments. I mean, you should be kicked out of basketball for saying that. I need more rest. What a wimp. If you're hurt, don't play. Don't hurt your team if you can't play. Absolutely disgraceful. I'm so disgusted. But enough about that wimp. I want to talk about this series between Minnesota OKC. That is going 7. I can't wait to watch every game. Ant versus Shea. This is going to be a classic series. Unfortunately, it's two small market teams. There's no pizzazz. You don't have LaFraud, or any of the other, so-called heroes of today's game that are going to be playing. But from a purist standpoint, these are two of the top 5 players in the game, and I can't wait to watch this series. I'm glad we have this series, and it's going to be fun. And one last thing about Denver. That's what you get for firing Malone on the last day of the season. You needed a coach who could coach yesterday, not this riffraff that you picked up off the assistant coachman who had no idea what he was doing in the Game 7. That was also a disgrace. I think Malone wins that game yesterday. But anyway, back to this series. I see OKC in 7. It's going to go 7 no matter what. These are two very similar teams. There is some toughness between the two. I think Shea's going to prevail just like he is. I think he's the MVP this year. So I got the Pacers and I got OKC, and the NBA is going to hate it because it's going to be terrible ratings, but I think it's going to be good basketball. Finally.
Yeah, I think you have two gritty series here. So we'll see what happens. That tips off tomorrow and Wednesday are both the game ones of their respective conferences. We'll work our way to some NHL before we wrap up.
Yes.
Game 7 last night. Was it Game 7 with Winnipeg and Dallas too, or was
that was Game 6?
That was Game 6. Poor Mark Scheifele. His father dies the day before. Yeah. He ends up scoring to get Winnipeg off and running in that game, and they lose it late. And their season's over in overtime. Winnipeg goes down. And last night, Game 7, Toronto and Florida. And boy, oh boy, Toronto, what a goose egg at home. And they got pissed on.
Yes,
holy cow in the Game 7.
Cody lifted up his leg and urinated all over the Maple Leaf. That's what happened last night. The hell with Toronto. The hell with John Tavares. I'm still disgusted with him. I don't care if it's been 7 years. You will live in infamy, ruining the Islanders. You cost us a cup. They win at least one of those cups against Tampa, without a doubt. If Tavares stays, because they needed a scorer, and he was the difference. But Marchand proved to be huge last night. Now, he didn't score, but he made a lot of dirty little plays. He set up a couple of assists. Marchand, did a hell of a job. As for Dallas, I said the winner of that Dallas-Colorado series was going to the Stanley Cup. I didn't say win because I still think Florida's going to win the Cup. But we're going to have Edmonton versus Dallas, which I think that's going to go 7. I think the defense of Dallas will stand out. I don't think Edmonton's going to get the calls like they did against the Kings and Vegas. I mean, the referees, the officiating is absolutely atrocious in the NHL. Bettman needs to fix this ASAP. I mean, you allow these the kick goal in for Edmonton against the Kings, and then it happens last night, which should have been disallowed, but you disallowed it because it was a kick goal. But you allowed it for Edmonton, which changed the entire momentum of the Kings series. Kings would have been up 3-0. Instead, Oilers come back and win the series. I don't understand what the hell the NHL is doing. And by the way, that poor referee. Did you see the ice last night? There was blood all over the ice from that ref who got hit right above the eye. It wasn't his eye, thankfully, but it was his eyebrow. I think he got like 38 stitches from that eye stick. I mean, there was blood everywhere. It looked like a bloodbath. It looked like John got stuck. That's right. But, it's the great time of the year. We got NHL Final Four, NBA Final Four. Football is going to be, starting to ramp up a little bit. And we got baseball in full swing. We had rivalry weekend. I do have to make a comment. I have no idea what the hell the Vetter Cup is between San Diego and Seattle. Apparently, that's supposed to be a rivalry with Eddie Vedder. Eddie Vedder's a Cubs fan. What the hell is that called the Vetter Cup for? You know what that rivalry should be called? Neither team can win a World Series because they both have terrible franchises. That's what the headline should be. You both stink.
Oh, shit. So I think that puts a bow on another great.
Two quick things.
Go ahead, Phil. Fire away.
Scheffler wins the U.S. Open yesterday. PGA way too early. I mean, we just had the Masters. We got two majors already in before Memorial Day. Golf season shooting themselves in the foot. And number 2, the Preakness journalism. Hell of a ride. He was way back. He came back. He battled through the 2 horses to win. So good for journalism. Unfortunately, there's going to be no Triple Crown this year, but it should be a hell of a derby, irregardless. So once again, we're going to wrap this up. Everyone, give a. Okay, I don't know if you can do the clapping hands here, but once again, well done, Colton. It was a hell of a wedding. Give yourself a bow. Thank your fans.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Phil. In Tal Granado, I will not mention WWE, so you can kiss my ass.
No WWE today. I didn't even get to read some of these comments here. Yeah, he is a bum. Soto is a bum, Dave Gesser. And John Cena's retirement tour. Shout out to the WBC. No, you didn't pitch a shutout. You got bombed by a terrible team. Raymond Trimble, character flaws should keep him from getting in. I agree, Ray Trimble. Pete Rose should not be in. Cowboys to the Super Bowl. Tyler Granado is smoking crack. Oh, Lord. We got to play the song for Colton. A new hit by Kenny Warren. Another smash hit. I can't wait for that to top the charts. Christina Rose. Oh, you're not Christina Rose anymore. You're Christina Gesser. You looked beautiful the other night. Thank you once again for the invites. I know Colton wasn't inviting me.
Funny shit. So appreciate everyone for tuning in. We'll be back again next week.
Monday. We'll be here Monday.
Yeah, we're going to try to squeeze it in a show Monday. So appreciate everyone before I go on the honeymoon. So we will see everybody next week. Appreciate everyone for tuning in.
The genius thanks.